in a special guest to chat all things green and gold. Hey, Burke.
All right, thanks. If you're a Packers fan, this guy really doesn't need an introduction. He's Jason Wilde, a man with so many titles, I don't even know which one to start with. How you doing, bud?
I'm just happy to have a chance to sit at this table with you. I don't know about this book thing, but I'm enjoying the table.
I love books. I like reading them, and Packers stuff is something that the fans just eat up, especially the lists. The Big 50, you named it. The men, and what is it? The men and moments. No women, but just men and moments that made up the Green Bay Packers.
Things will change by the time they do a second one, hopefully.
Every book has an inspiration. What was yours for this?
My friend Drew Olson called me. He had agreed to do this book, and he said, I can't do this book by myself. So I had never written a book before, and I still haven't. I've only written half a book. Okay. So I helped him out. You and I go back to 96 was my first year.
Yeah, 95 was my first.
And so we were those young guys covering the team. It's funny how we're both old now, but we also have a wealth of institutional knowledge. So what I ended up doing, Drew loves history, so he wrote kind of the historical chapters, and I wrote most of the chapters that would have happened during my time covering the team, which goes back to Super Bowl 31.
Did you guys have any arguments when it came to what you would put in this 50?
No.
I mean, there's some clear-cut ones. Curly, Vince, Brett, Bart, Aaron.
So the only argument we had was after I agreed to it, I said, it's the 100th anniversary of the team. Maybe we should do 100 items instead of 50, but that would have been twice as much work, so Drew wasn't interested.
All right, let's talk quarterbacks, because you say they aren't ranked. Like when I go in here and look at it, you got it says 1 to 50, and the top 20 are clearly very, very important items. The bottom 20, maybe not so much, but you got Super Bowl 45 at number 1 over.
A little bit behind the scenes TV. You asked me, you put Super Bowl 45 number 1. I'm like, wait, what? So I had to look at the table of contents. They're not ranked. It's designed to be one of those books that you could pick up and just choose a chapter. It's not quite as good as Choose Your Own Adventure, what you and I did as kids. But so if you want to read about Super Bowl 45, you can. You want to read about Curly Lambeau, you can. There's no rhyme or reason to the process of the book.
Well, from Reggie White on down, the guys are, you've got the Hall of Famers, and you've got the Ray Nitschkes and the Jerry Kramers. But there's non-football related stuff, like the hot dog incident that we remember.
Yeah, Drew got to write that one about Ezra Johnson, and I was a little envious of. It's funny, having grown up in Wisconsin, though, we forget that there are great stories from that era, even though there aren't that many great teams, right? Like, I got to write about Lynn Dickey, who was my favorite player growing up as a Packers fan. It was
James Lofton down the field.
Right, and they acquired John Jefferson, and we were all, well, they should have gotten a little help on defense, clearly.
Yes.
But that was an era that there weren't a lot of wins, but there were a lot of characters, and there's a lot of interesting stories.
Guys like Jeff Query. I mean, there was always, before Jake Kummerow and Billy Schrader, there was Jeff Query, if you remember.
From Milliken.
Yeah, Division III college. All right, let's talk a little bit about the other stuff you got going on. You and former Packer Mark Tauscher got your podcast going, and it's really a treat because you guys get in-depth, and Mark is a unique character, isn't he?
He is. It's funny because he went into the Packers Hall of Fame a couple years ago, and his wife was putting together this great life story scrapbook thing, and 90% of the stories I had written because he came in as a 7th-round pick from Wisconsin. I was writing for the Wisconsin State Journal in my first tour of duty there, and I've been back there now for 4 years. But Wisconsin kid from the Badgers, I had to write about him a lot, and as you well remember, huge opportunity right away as a rookie in 2000. Yep. With the exception when he was hurt, he was always in the starting lineup. Solid. He was a remarkable story.
He was a guy who never got beat bad.
And he never got called for holding?
And as an offensive lineman, that's sometimes all it takes. And the success story he had at Wisconsin by only starting his senior year. Usually you see the grinders, the big linemen from Madison, or 2, 3-year guys who are All-Americans who, the Joe Thomases of the world.
Right.
He was just a great story.
My favorite part of doing the show with Tausch every day is I talked to Ron Wolf for the book, and he's like, how's Tausch doing? He loves Tausch, just loves him. And he didn't realize that Tausch had never been to a Pro Bowl because he was such a good player, but it's hard as a right tackle to get in. And he is one of the all-time greats. As much as we talk about Driver and some of those other ones, Mark Tauscher being a 7th-round pick, he should have been a chapter now in retrospect instead of just the acknowledgments.
We'll put him in there as 51 for right now. All right, you also did a show for a very long time with Aaron Rodgers. Compare and contrast those two because I've spent time with both of them outside of the locker room, and engaging and funny,
Right.
and just smart guys.
And really good buddies, too. I mean, they've always been good friends, and it was fun to do those 4 years with Aaron, and, you know, we're still in negotiations. It would be great to bring him back. I would just say this. He is one of those guys that you are never, it never ceases to amaze you how smart he is.
Right.
And he really is the smartest guy in the room most of the time. But I always appreciate this. You know, you and I take this journalism thing seriously.
Right.
And
Sort of.
Well,
You do.
some of us more than others. But he never said, hey, I want to know what you're going to ask ahead of time. I can handle whatever you ask, just you have to do your job. And sometimes that meant some tough questions when they weren't playing well. Most of the time. He won 2 MVPs while we were doing the show.
All right, Tausch, Rogers, who would win in Trivial Pursuit?
Rogers.
You think so?
Tausch would win in like pickleball, cribbage, maybe
Okay.
some dominoes.
So I think that would be fun. We should get the 4 of us together, videotape it, and play Trivial Pursuit.
We should get the 3 of you together because I would get my butt kicked.
Which one would you rather travel in or be in a foreign country with?
I don't want to room with Tausch,
But
but I think it would be fun to travel with.
And if you had to write a song or poem with him? This is our version of the quick, rapid fire.
Are you a poet?
No, I didn't know it.
We know now. I would rather write a poem with Corey Lindsley.
Corey Lindsley, very
He
nice.
seems very lyrical.
Very good guy. All right, tell me where we can find the book. It comes out this week.
Yeah, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. If you send me a message on Twitter, I can't imagine anybody wants a signed copy of it, but if they do, I think I'll actually charge you a couple dollars less than you would get it for otherwise if I sign it. So easy to get a hold of.
All right, well, after the show, you're going to sign this for me. Jason Wilde, I appreciate it. ESPNMilwaukee.com, Madison.com, what else? Wilde and Tausch.
Oh, The Athletic,
All
the
that
Wisconsin
stuff.
State Journal.
Appreciate you. This is first time we've actually done a show together in 24
I hope it's
years.
not the last.
I don't think it will.
Is it like Rogers with the joint practices?
Yeah.
I'd be fine if we don't do it for another 14 years.
We'll see. You're a high-priced guy, so we'll do this one. This one's for free, right? All right, Jason Wilde, appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, back to you.